Good morning, everyone. My name is Tony Romanucci. I'm one of the attorneys for many of the plaintiffs in this horrific tragedy that we are here for today. So for those of you who were in the courtroom, and I know some of you were, today you saw absolute, unadulterated evil. And that's what the Surgeon General yesterday said. We have a national health crisis of guns in this country, and that's what happens when you unlawfully place a gun in evil's hand. You are going to get a reign of terror. And today, you saw that reign of terror continue with the shooter and his actions. This was a calculated effort on his part to continue the suffering that our clients are going through. There are many attorneys here today representing clients, and we feel also the suffering they are going through, the hardship of what's happening. And it's absolutely disgusting. So now we can only hope that the Lake County State's Attorney and Eric Einhart will bring this case to trial, and we will find accountability, criminal accountability for this shooter in this courthouse sometime in February of this year. In the meantime, we must ensure that weapons do not get in the hands of people who are never supposed to have them. This was an unlawful placement of a weapon in someone's hands who never, ever should have had it. And Eric said that he will be relentless. Well, I can assure you that everyone here standing here and who will certainly soon come afterwards will also be relentless in this continued fight. We do have one of our clients, Leah Sunheim, who will here to speak, and her dad, Bruce, on behalf of their mom and wife who was killed on July 4th of 2022.
We came to court today in hopes that we could put this out of our mind. We have 4th of July coming up, and it will be 2 years, and all I wanted was to be able to fully grieve my mom without the looming trial, knowing that he was going to spend the rest of his life in jail. And instead, we were yet again shown his complete and blatant disregard for humans, for anyone, for all of us in that courtroom. Instead, we now get to sit and wait weeks and months of more hearings and unknowns that we just have to live with until hopefully in February. I don't know what else to say other than I don't know what more proof we can that we can have. He is evil and manipulative and brought us here today probably knowing what he was going to do. And
absolutely no. Leah, do you believe he planned this?
I think that he has very little control, and he will exercise every bit he has and does not care who he hurts in the meantime. Thank you.
Did he turn around and look at all of you? Is that what he did?
Thank you very much.
He turned his head, but yeah.
Any other attorney care to speak? Okay.
My name is Lance Northcutt. I am one of the attorneys that represents Aidan McCarthy and the family of Aidan McCarthy. On July 4th, 2022, Aidan's world came to an end. His mother was killed, his father was killed, and part of the process that this family, what's left of it, had left was healing that was supposed to take place in that courtroom today, beginning with a guilty plea of the defendant. And what we saw quite clearly was a defendant who came to court today with one goal in mind: to continue the terror that began on July 4th, 2022. As the McCarthy family continues to heal, we are looking for nothing but privacy and respect for this family's grief process, which is ongoing and lifelong. But what happened today, make no mistake, was nothing more than a re-victimization of that family and every family that has endured this tragedy. Lance Northcutt, Northcutt.
And if I may, I also wanted to introduce the remainder of the legal team, which I think is very important. So here today we have Dave Nyman from Romanucci and Blandon, Carly Legaretta from Everytown, Delaney Hunt from the Hunt Law Firm, and not present is the Paul Weiss firm. And I want to thank them all for their tireless efforts in making sure that we find accountability. No matter where we find it, we will find accountability on this case. That can be promised. I think you're going to hear from Matt and Josh right now.
Good morning, everybody. Matthew Sims, Matthew-Sims. Law firm is Rappaport, Weisberg, and Sims in Chicago. Josh Koskoff here with us as well. Obviously, we're very disappointed by what occurred this morning, but the Uvaldo family and the rest of our clients are determined and patient to see this through to the end. And they have all the patience to see Robert Crimo III convicted, as he should be. And on behalf of the family, Karina Mendez wants to offer some few words.
Hi, I'm Eduardo Uvaldo's daughter. We knew this could happen, and we were hoping for the best, but we're patient with the court system, and we'll for the trial to happen. My dad was somebody who always said that we should take, if we did something, we should say we did it, and be accountable for what we do. And I know he's up there looking at us now, telling us right now just to be patient and to let the court system do what they have to do. My dad was somebody who loved his family, and we've stuck together through all this, and we're going to keep sticking together and being there for each other, and to just keep being there for each other through this whole trial and everything that's to come still. Sí. Mi papá siempre fue una persona que siempre decía, si haces algo mal, tienes que decir, pues sí, yo fui, decir, pues que yo fui. Y mi papá siempre ha sido una persona de familia, y él sabe que estamos aquí, yo, mis hermanas, mis sobrinos, sus nietos y todos juntos, y que vamos a siempre estar juntos en todo lo que tarde esta trial, no sé cómo se dice, el juicio. Pues sí, estamos decepcionados porque pues veníamos con el pensamiento que ya se iba a acabar todo esto, y pues no pasó, pero es parte de la corte, y pues tenemos que seguir y ver qué pasa.
Sin embargo, en memoria y a nombre de tu papá, están aquí presentes, unidos,
Sí.
dando la cara, viendo al presunto asesino.
Sí, estamos aquí, pues él no está, tenemos que estar nosotros tenemos que ser su voz, porque pues él no está aquí para defenderse, y para eso los tiene a nosotros.
¿Qué fue lo que sintieron por la reacción inmediata cuando vieron a Crimo que no respondía, y al irse se volvió y le sonrió a su familia?
Ya, yo cuando hizo eso, yo ya sabía que no iba a tomar la guilty plea, que yo luego se notó que no iba a decir que sí, que lo iba a tomar, la decisión esa.
Can you talk about how emotionally, not only physically, but emotionally taxing the stress that goes into just showing up here today?
It is very stressful. Me personally, been really emotional for the past 2 weeks or so, or the last week, and it's hard. And just to come in here and see the person that took my dad it's not something that you want to do. You don't take it lightly.
How shocked were you when you rejected the deal?
Not at all, because I knew that could happen. I was hoping that for the best that it wouldn't happen, but I knew he's been playing a lot of games.
You were hoping for closure.
I was hoping for closure. That's what that was the goal for today, to just be done with this.
You heard what the agreement was. Would that have been enough?
He was going to be in jail for the rest of his life, so yes. Yes, it would. Karina, and Mendez, Mendez. Okay, thank you.
I'm Josh Koskoff. I have the privilege of representing this wonderful family along with my colleague Matthew Sims. I'm a Connecticut lawyer and have been involved in mass shooting cases. And I just want to say a couple of things. Maria, get up here. I want to introduce you to somebody who I've come to know and love. This is Eduardo Uvaldo's widow, Maria. They were married. Eduardo died at 67?
69.
69, boy, he looked younger. But this is Maria. They were married for 50 years, 50 plus years, and they were going to all on their way to set records. And this family was living, truly was living the American dream. Eduardo came over when he was 15 years old to build for his family, his future family, a life that he couldn't have in Mexico. And he nailed it. He nailed it as much as anybody can nail the American dream, didn't he? Didn't they, guys? Look at the family he raised. Look at the legacy he left. And this man, on July 4th, was the most patriotic person you would ever find. He wore those flag shorts, you know, those flag shorts, and he wasn't embarrassed about that. He wore them with pride because his country had meant so much to him. And this man who was living the American dream, he died the American nightmare. So this family, I'm so proud of them. They have so much patience, and they will wait as long as it takes to see justice done and to put their faith in the system. I'm very proud of them.
No tengo palabras para explicar esto. No puedo. Pero
Tony, would you like to provide an update on the civil litigation, just so that they can have the comprehensive look at all of the legal activity against Crimo?
Yeah, I mean, look, the 2-year anniversary is July 4th coming up next week. So I would anticipate that there's going to be some activity of new lawsuits being filed on behalf of victims that are now ready to come forth. So I would watch for some of that to happen very shortly. And the case has been sent back to Lake County from federal court.
Give it a second, she's got a green light.
And so we had an update yesterday with the Honorable Judge Ortiz, and we'll be back in court on July 17th for the civil case.
Which is in the very early stages then?
It is in the infancy. It is in the infant stage right now. We literally had a first status hearing yesterday, and we anticipate that we'll have more answers come July and August.
Is what happened today compounding the pain and suffering that your clients are going through?
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. Look, I think what's been predictable about Robert Crimo Jr. is how unpredictable he is. And certainly, I know that there was a lot of disappointment and a lot of shock in the room when he said the word no. But to say that we were all entirely surprised by him, I think that would not be true, because we've seen him do these things before, whether he fires his lawyers, he's buying more time. He enjoyed the theater today. When he looked back, I know somebody asked the question, did he look back? He wasn't looking at his family. He was looking to see who was there to observe him. So he knew that he had an audience, and that he knew that he was pulling at strings when he wouldn't answer, and when they took him back, and when he got back and had the chance to say no. That was his opportunity to put his thumb in everyone's eye that was in that courtroom, because he brought him in there.
Do you know why he was in a wheelchair today?
We don't know. We had no knowledge of that, and I can't answer it because I just don't know.
They said because he was nervous, he said he was too nervous, so they brought the wheelchair
Yeah,
to make sure.
but that's what we were told. That's what we were told.
Why did the federal court not
They asked the let the reporters ask the questions. Yeah.
All right, folks,
Yeah.
I think that'll do it for this morning. Thank you, everybody, for your...
An open case. There's a trial scheduled. Working with the victims and survivors, supporting the victims and survivors over the last several days and weeks, preparing for today. Our trial team and our team of victim support professionals met with them for as long as they needed to in the courtroom. That was an unusual procedure, but necessary in light of what happened today. We met with them as long as they needed to. We are available for them not only throughout the rest of the day, but until this goes to trial. We will continue to support them. We will be ready for trial. Thank you.